What's up, everybody? Yes, I stole that from Tiberius Gibb. Today I want to talk to you about the RA-535 Rise Armament drop-in cassette style trigger. Now, before we get too deep into that, it's windy and I'm trying to keep my back to the wind, but if you get some wind noise through my mic, I apologize. I'm doing my best out here in the windy southwest Arizona desert. So I have been using Rise Armament triggers for a bunch of years now, probably close to 6, I think, years now. I've purchased all of them. However, I am an affiliate of Rise Armament. They've never given me anything. They've never asked me to make a video. I am doing this completely on my own because, well, I think this is a really, really nice trigger, one of the nicest ones I've ever used, and I have a tailgate full of other Rise Armament triggers that I use on a regular basis, and some of them even have thousands of rounds on them. In fact, I just purchased another one. This is the green version of the RA-140, or like the Rave 140. It's just their special edition green version. It's very inexpensive on the website right now. So I thought I'd pick up another trigger for another rifle that I want to convert over. Real quick, if you like this sort of content, please hit that like, share, subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and remember to hit all notifications and leave a comment down below. It helps immensely with the channel. YouTube is cracking down on gun channels again. I am getting horrible views on my most recent videos, and I can only attribute that to YouTube because there's no way I'm making crappy videos, is there? Other ways to support the channel are go check out things like Gators glasses. You have seen me in Gators for at least 2 or 3 years now, and I love Gators glasses. I just got a brand new pair after SHOT Show this year, and just great. I use them when I'm welding, I use them when I'm working, I use them out here in the desert, I use them driving. They're my favorite glasses I've ever owned, so check out Gators. And on top of that, check out Neomag. So as I talk today, I'm going to be holding up another rifle here pretty soon that does have this little guy on here right here, this little guy. This little guy is the Sentry Strap from Neomag. It contains your sling very, very nicely, magnetically clasped, and it fits right around your handguard, things like that. Very cool product, the Sentry Strap from Neomag. They have a ton of cool products that you've seen on this channel before, so check out Neomag. So I want to start real quick by explaining Rise Armament triggers. Now Rise, they do sell a bunch of different triggers. They sell a bunch of different products as well, but they are probably most well known for their triggers. This is the very first Rise Armament trigger I bought. It is the Rise Armament Rave 140 and 3.5 pound break. It is a great all-purpose, I would call it even a duty style trigger, being it 3.5 pound break, which isn't scary light. In fact, I think all or most of their triggers have 3.5 pound breaks, and the tuning of the trigger goes up as the price goes up. So as the price goes up, you're going to find shorter resets. You're going to find crisper and cleaner breaks, still at that 3.5 pound area. This is their PCC trigger. I have it in my Bear Creek Arsenal BC9 here, 10.5 inch BC9. They don't sell this anymore. They sell a short version of it, but it's essentially the RA-140, but specifically for PCCs. It's been a great trigger. I've had it in here for a handful of months, and really, really like it. It certainly improved the trigger that came with this. Now, if you're interested in buying from Rise Armament, you can use the code RTT20 for 20% off. It is a reusable code, and it is on triggers only. So go pick yourself up one of these fantastic triggers and get yourself a little bit of a discount by using RTT20. Now, this trigger right here is one of the reasons that I like Rise Armament over some other companies. I've used a bunch of different triggers. I've used Elf Tactical triggers. I've used Blackout triggers. I've used Chimney triggers. I've used various mil-spec polished triggers and things like that. And everything seems to be good. Like I do enjoy those triggers, but when it comes to price, to performance, I think you're getting the most out of Rise. And Rise works with folds of honor. Now this is their Patriot trigger. This has a little bit different trigger shoe or trigger blade. It's got a slight curve to it, nickel boron coating, all that stuff. But if you buy if you buy the Patriot trigger, you get a challenge coin with it, and proceeds go to Folds of Honor. And I love working with companies that help with veteran organizations. So this trigger right here is the second or third trigger I ever bought from them, and it's a fantastic trigger. I'm going to do something that's going to drive the internet crazy. Yeah. It breaks like glass, almost no reset, very, very nice trigger, and proceeds from it go to an awesome cause. Now, I already showed you the green RA-140 limited edition. I have another RA-140 in this. It's essentially a Victor Industries build. Basically, the only thing that's not Victor is the lower receiver itself and the grip. But you know, another RA or Rave 140 trigger. I really like those, especially because they come in at such a good price point. And I'm a cheap bastard, so that's why I have more of the 140s. But here's what you came to see. This is the RA-535 Advanced Performance Trigger. This thing is unequivocally the nicest trigger I've ever used, especially at the price point. Now, some of you guys might recognize this rifle. This is the 14.5 pin and weld from Radical Defense that they sent out about a year ago or 9 months ago or something like that. And I said the one thing I was going to change in it was the trigger, and that's what I did a couple months back, was put this RA-535 in it, and I have been stoked about it ever since. Now, all Rise triggers come with either anti-rotation or anti-walk pins, just depends on the trigger. This comes with anti-walk and anti-rotation pins with the bar there on either side. It has sort of a curved trigger blade here, skeletonized curved trigger blade, and it is very, very rounded. It's super comfortable on the bare finger if you're not shooting with gloves. And the performance of this thing is amazing. They say it's 3.5 pounds. I don't believe them. I think it's lighter, but it certainly feels lighter. But that break is so crisp, and there's like a millimeter. I wouldn't know how to measure that. Like a millimeter of reset, real forced, real tactile reset with basically no over travel. And then if I start from scratch, like there's no take up, no creep, just a break. And that will and has for me, and it will for you, increased my shooting performance, because the harder, the lighter your trigger is, the less you have to yank on that trigger, just the better off, not only in fatigue in your hand, but the less you're going to move or shift your rifle, especially if you're precision shooting. As fast as I think I am, I can't get fast enough with this. Like the reset, the break, everything is so quick with this thing. Like, it's incredibly fast. I mean, that is just an incredibly smooth, short reset, nice crisp break trigger. But that trigger is just amazingly short, and not just good for your tactical type shooting, but also for precision shooting. It is an incredibly easy trigger to shoot. So again, if you are interested in Rise Armament triggers, go ahead and use code RTT20. It is a reusable code. You can use it on as many triggers as you like in any of the triggers they have. I am an affiliate of Rise Armament. I've purchased everything I have from them because they have been super reliable. This one to this point has been very reliable as well. I have several hundred rounds on this trigger at this point, and up to thousands of rounds on some of those other ones. Been super reliable at this point, and I think that the price point to performance really can't be beat. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate everybody out there. Check out some of those other companies I was talking about as well. Gators, Neomag, and of course, Rise Armament. I do appreciate everybody's support out there, and we'll talk to you guys later.